So, those who don't know, I'm David. My name is David Bomsen. I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner who specializes in Yamamoto new scalp acupuncture for mainly in rehabilitation. So I work in a hospital in Israel in a rehabilitation department where actually in the rehabilitation department Yamamoto new scalp acupuncture is integrated into the system. So you see with the advantages of scalp acupuncture. One of them is that the patient is mobile once he has the needles in his scalp. So you see the patients walking around the hospital with needles in the scalp, doing the physiotherapy of needles, doing the occupational therapy, doing the going to the psychologist and everything with the needles inserted into the head, and we're seeing great results. And at the same time, we're doing research on the effects of Yamamoto new scalp acupuncture. That's more in what I'll speak about tomorrow in that department on balance and walk disorders of using this system. I have to say that I studied from Yamamoto himself a couple of times. I attended his seminars. The system is very, very simple. Very, very simple in use, very, very simple. It's very straightforward. And what I mean is where the points are located, and I hope all of you have your handouts because you're going to need those pictures today. But it's very straightforward. Where the pictures are located, these are where the points are located. You just got to search for them. And the searching is done by palpation. So you'll develop your palpation skills. But I'm a student, I learned from him, but some of the work I've been doing is also my interpretation of the system. So not generally will fall in line with what Yamamoto speaks about. Or I try as close as possible to speak close to what he does or how he works, but his general idea is you have to be very open-minded. And in one of our encounters, he always says that his system is like a flower that is flourishing, and it keeps on changing and developing. And as more practitioners use the system, then more patients benefit from it. And that is, for me, that's the main thing, that when he looks at the chain of passing on the information, especially in his system, he looks at who's at the end of the chain. And at the end of the chain is a patient. And that is the most important thing, that the patient will feel better. So with that spirit, that's the spirit I try to pass on. And the free way of thinking. So if you, just in a free way of thinking, Yamamoto, he might have points where the hand is located, but he can use the hand for the foot. You see him also doing balance method, the understanding of the balance method in this microsystem. So I like to start with this sentence. It's kind of a vague translation from Japanese. But what he always says, if you don't give up at the library, the paralysis and pain will heal. What he's basically is trying to say, that this knowledge, the library gives you a certain type of knowledge. But if you continue to train and practice and overcome it, or continue to treat the patient, no matter what the literature says, or no matter what the research says, you'll get the results you want. And you can see it even today developing in Western medicine when they're starting to speak more about neuroplasticity, how the brain develops, and the brain keeps on changing. And what they believed about the brain 20 years ago, they understand it is not correct today, that the brain will always change. And what they believed 5 years ago, that once you reach a certain age, already around 70 years old, your brain doesn't develop anymore. And if the areas is damaged, that's it. Today they understand that even older people, the elderly, 80, 70, 80, 90, their brain can still change and still adapt. So basically, this is a very exciting information that's coming up today in Western medicine. It keeps on developing and developing. So this is kind of the understanding that you've got to overcome it.